if you weren't pursuing music, what would be the next best thing?
For me, I mean, obviously, let's see, bro. Probably something around art or videography or acting. Definitely one of these. But in order, like top 3, top 1 would definitely be acting, videography, art. Right.
Do you think it would be that way round before you started doing YouTube?
Acting, videography. I don't think acting was on the table as much.
How come?
Also,
Go on.
I just need to get closer to the mic.
It's all good.
Without bothering Larry. Larry's bothered. Sorry, Larry. Okay, I'm back.
Right, so we returned.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was I going to say? Yeah, with the acting side of things, is that like, it's almost like a what came first, the kind of the YouTube or the acting side.
Yeah, it's a funny way to look at it, but yeah, I guess. But I guess music always is first. But I they're just different forms of expression, I guess. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Art. Sorry.
I'm pretty one-dimensional with art. Like I don't know whether I wish I had the other sort of artistic outlets, but I'm not. I kind of see them a bit as a necessity for the music, if that makes sense. Like that doesn't mean I don't see the beauty in like artwork and cool artwork and videography and acting and all other kind of forms of art you want, but like when it comes down to it, I don't have much interest in. I used to love drawing when I was a kid, but I'm no good at it now. I'm not like stick figure kind of level at the moment. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means I'm not deep down an artistic person or what. I don't know what that means. But.
I mean, you don't have to attach meaning to everything, but it just means that some people just have different languages to communicate through, and some people just know more languages or are comfortable with more languages, and some people are not,
True.
Also, let me turn down this light because I'm blinded. Doesn't need to be this bright. Look at this.
Amazing.
Much better vibe now.
Yeah, much more chill. It looks more like daytime where I am than where you are right now, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Because I'm in England, and that's just how it is. But
it's raining here. It's like England weather, bro.
Oh,
you'll feel it home.
Yeah. So I've got a. I think I mentioned this to you when I messaged you. I have a bone to pick in that I did what you did for the first 6 months, and I am not monetized. You were like, right, so I released a video or 3 videos a week for 6 months, and I failed.
Okay, but that's on you. Everyone has a different trajectory, bro. It's not like I told you this is the only way that it happens. Come on, man. You know this.
Oh no,
but you wanna pick the bone? Pick it. What do you think you're doing wrong, and why do you think you're not monetized?
So, I mean, to be fair, my goal isn't. That makes it sound like my goal is monetization. That isn't actually. I mean, it's obviously a long-term part of it, but it's not like I don't want it. Yeah. That was the end goal, But it's a few things. I think one was a sort of like it wasn't as professional as I wanted it to be from the start, but I was very much of the mindset when I started it of. I remember I heard Matt Heafy talking on, I think it was the Downbeat podcast, and he was saying about how like sometimes you just got to jump in with stuff and just just get started. And I think I could have sat there for ages making myself make it more professional, like right from the beginning, and I maybe never would have even emailed the first person to get on, you know. So I think that's part of it. Like things like thumbnails and stuff, which have literally just doubled my click-through rate just by like sorting them out, you know. Stuff like that, I think maybe, you know, has quite an exponential effect, doesn't it? If you get like twice as many people clicking on your stuff early on, you have that extra 1 or 2 people that regularly watch, and then 3 or 4, and then, you know. So I think I maybe missed out on that stage, but I kind of don't beat myself up because I'm like, well, I did actually just dive into it and just, you know, and I've gone back and all the old videos I've re-thumbnailed and put in the descriptions and, you know, filled, like, made it all, I don't say proper, but like, I think the content was always pretty good. I've just been a bit, the other thing is I've got, as you have, but much more than me, definitely got better at reels, putting reels together. So actually, I can tell you what, you can tell me if I think I'm doing the right thing here. So with the reels, I chop up like a few funny or interesting or whatever sections from the podcast and put them on Instagram. And I used to have my face on the bottom and the guests on top. But then I realized I'm not talking for half of them anyway, because it's the guests like reel. So okay, I don't really need to be in there unless it's a back and forth, you know, conversation. But I realized then also the best reels are the ones where it is a conversation. So what I do is I start it with like a question. So it'll be like, I put one out recently, which was like, it was one of those silly ones. It's like, who would win in a fight? You know, like 100. I think I said it the wrong way around. I think I said 100 horse-sized ducks or 1 duck-sized horse, which obviously is pretty easy.
Yeah, I'll choose the duck-sized horse.
Yeah, or who would you rather fight, or whatever. And that got quite a lot of views because I think people hear the question immediately. And I've chopped out all the ums and the ahs and the likes, and that's made a big difference. But yeah, I don't know yet. I think it's it kind of blew off a bit. I did a giveaway, a neural DSP giveaway with Rabia. You know, we put out Archetype Rabia, and that like doubled my following, which is pretty sick. So how's it been for you?
So what's
your things fully, particularly like your short form stuff, has fully blown up? And annoyingly, I've seen you haven't even been tagged in some of it, but it's like that's got like some of that's got to be going into hundreds of millions across all your videos, surely.
Yeah, it's been kind of like a lot of traffic, but now it's kind of dying down because it's just that one reel that blew up.
Yeah,
and a few others blew up because of it. But I feel like, you know how people are sharing it and not tagging me? I mean, it's hard to tag because there's a million people in it. You know, I can't just claim full creative decisions over the reel, you know? It's different.
You think there'd be some sort of like meta tagging where like, I guess it depends if like someone screen records it's different, but there should be some big thing where it's like your name right across the top, you would have thought, even if it's like a few tags down the line. But I don't know. Is that how it works? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Getting inside.
It's just
stupid TikTok.
I think with Instagram, you can just either just tag them or they're not tagged. You know, you can either just write their name or tag them, but that's it.
Is there surely some sort of copyright? I mean, like, I know you're not going to take anything to court over it, but like, is there some copyright? Surely, but then you just put it out on social media where the whole point is, especially with that like duet feature, the whole point is literally that you're allowing people to do that. Maybe do you sign like a disclaimer every time you upload that basically says?
No, it's not about me owning creative, whatever you call it, like over that reel. But it's funny that, you know, just like a random account can get, you know, 20 million views off of something that they just didn't do anything, like they weren't involved in it. And let's say I was tagged, or like they made me whatever, you know, a collaborator, which wouldn't make sense because, you know, I already posted that. But it's I really like don't care that much as long as just people know where it came from, you know?
Yeah. Do you find like the kind of being on that grind? Because like I might be wrong, but I feel like I've seen more of your stuff since I did see that particular. But are you talking about the was it the Hollywood? Is it whenever it's like it's sort of a Middle East theme? You know, I have noticed more of your stuff. Have you been focusing more on it since kind of getting? I can't remember how many million views that's got?
I wouldn't say I was like focusing on it, but what I did was I was really busy for like the past month. I didn't do anything involving that, so I couldn't really ride the wave as well as I could have, you know? So I kind of like, I was in the wave, the surfboard was under me, but I could never stand up. I just stayed laying down, bro. So it's fine though, because I'm studying more of how different short form content works on different platforms, you know?
Do you like engaging with the sort of statistics and like delving into that, I guess, more business side of things? Is that something that you, because to me that like it gives me a bit of a, what's the word, like a dopamine hit, that kind of immediate, like when you're looking at stats and things, and it's quite analytical, and sometimes I find that can be quite rewarding to try and figure out, but it actually then distracts me from like either making the content or doing something I actually want to really put my like long-term effort into. Do you enjoy like the, I guess, business sort of end?
I mean, the way you describe it is like, you know, the hacker boy sitting there and like the green, you know, text. No, I just look at, you know, just the main stuff. I don't just go into demographic and like, how am I gonna target these children in Singapore? Like, I don't do that as much. The only thing I try to do sometimes is I try to represent a certain country with like a joke, so that I get engagement from them. So that always works because they feel represented. And I would be kind of like complimenting whatever culture, because I don't know, making fun of French people or like, I don't know, Arabs, I don't know, Brazilian people from the UK, bro. Like, but it's not like making fun in a racist way, but representing them, or like using one of their songs. It's not like, oh, imagine being British, so lame.
I mean, I always feel heard when you go, that's just my 2 pennies or whatever.
That's my 2 cents. When do I say that?
You said that in a video that I watched like earlier today. I don't remember which one it was.
Was it a roasting video? Because I don't talk that much.
It might have been, yeah.
No, it has to be.
Yeah, the what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that was it. Speaking of nationality, so you know, you mentioned the Daniel Radcliffe thing the last time that I get this.
Yeah,
I get this a lot. Since then, I've had another guy on the podcast who said, "Do you ever get told you look like Daniel Radcliffe?" And then he said, because he got it a lot. So we had a whole moment, you know, and I again felt noticed. But
like Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, but the worst one was, I was on holiday in Venice with my girlfriend on a gondola in the back streets, back canals of Venice, and then we're just going past all like it's all the like really romantic nice bits, and then there's just this smug prick on his water balcony and we just go around the corner and he's got like a glass of red wine in his hand, and he looks at me and I can tell like the cogs are turning, and then he goes like, "Has anyone ever said you look like Daniel Radcliffe?" I was like, "No, I can't believe it." I'm literally like, I mean, like the back streets. Like I said, I'm not even on a street. I'm on a gondola.
But like, why don't you cosplay him, bro? Like, you have a golden ticket here to make a bunch of money just like standing on Hollywood Boulevard, you know?
This is the thing. I think it would be, I'd find this funny, and then if I took that too far, someone or Daniel Radcliffe would be like, "Hang on, you can't actually do that." I go, "Oh, oops."
What do you mean, bro? Cosplaying is not illegal. You like, it's just.
Oh, I was more thinking like fleecing restaurants, pretending to be him, kind of thing.
Bro, there's this YouTuber, Big Doss TV. Have you heard of him?
Might have seen his stuff.
He just does, you know, like social stuff, pranks, gives money away. But he looks like what's his name? The Klay Thompson, the basketball player.
This is definitely.
I don't know nothing about basketball. This name is just memory. So he looks like Klay Thompson, bro, and he like pretended to be him into an actual basketball game. Like, he made it inside, like the whatever. Like, there's a video on his channel. But then when they caught him, like, I don't know what happened. I don't remember. Watch the video if you want.
I can't remember. I saw if there's a British guy who's quite well known, and
is he blonde?
Huh?
Is he blonde?
No, so he's a black guy, and he went to a KKK.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The
one.
US. I can't remember like their main one of the main like guys like houses or something, and did this whole interview, and it was so bizarre to watch because the guy was like being basically really insulting to his like not to him but obviously very much about him. Sorry, that's WhatsApp now, unprofessional of me. I put it on my laptop so I don't keep getting distracted by my phone. And yeah, that I just remember watching that thinking this is the most bizarre thing. Like I don't know where I was going.
Yeah.
But the yeah, actually I mean kind of the I don't know how I got onto that from Daniel Radcliffe. my kind of line of questioning is pretty, I'll be honest, looking at it in front of me, it's pretty disorderly at best.
Okay, so hit me with your best question, bro.
My best question. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to? This is like.
No, actually, hit me with your lamest question. The one you think is the least
Okay, I've
interesting.
definitely got my lamest one.
Yeah.
So, I had an idea for a skit that I think you should do, and I'm sure you've had someone say that to you before.
No, never.
Yeah. I don't know if you mean.
You're the first one.
Oh, so, and this is really specific. So it's not that specific, but it's specific enough that like. I think you get some people being like, that's really funny. And you get loads of people like, I don't know what this is. So, you know how like Meshuggah do all these, so Meshuggah fans can be quite like, oh, Meshuggah, they're the only,
Cringe.
they're like the best, you know, best metal band ever. And it's like, fine if you think that.
Yeah.
Don't make me think it. And, you know, the whole idea how they kind of think they're better than everyone else. That's obviously not all of them do. I'm a Meshuggah fan. But I thought it would be quite funny, like doing like a how normal people walk. You know, and obviously your arms and legs just kind of go left and right. Your left arm goes forward, your right leg goes forward. But you know how like Meshuggah fans are all nerdy about their polyrhythms and stuff. Just put some Meshuggah music
like
on, have your arms like just going in time with one and your legs in time with the other. With all the Meshuggah music.
Maybe by the time you post this, I would make it, and you can just insert it into the podcast. Like just
got water down myself, so that's probably more entertaining than mine.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, maybe I can do that just for you. I'll post it. I'll tag you. I'm like, this is his idea.
If you, I mean, yeah, I think it would be funny. I think it'd be funny for a very specific amount of people.
Like 5.
Yeah, but in Meshuggah world, 5's are very important.
5's like is a good number.
Yeah, as long as it's not
for
a
them.
number, you're good. Yeah, that was my idea for a skit. I don't know. It's very niche, but like
it's not. That's not a skit. That's just like a short, like a TikTok, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. So not like not an actual.
Like a sketch.
Yeah, there's no. I
don't know.
Like I said, I'm not artistic beyond like
same
music and
like I don't know the nomenclature. No nomenclature. I don't even know how to say that word. Nomenclature. If
you're English, you know all these words because we say things like that.
Nomenclature. Nomenclature. It sounds wrong to me, bro. Say it.
No.
It's because you don't know.
No, you say, another one that. Oh, there's another one I heard. There's a word I heard the other day that was
preposterous. Pedigree.
No. Oh, hang on. It is
pedophile.
I mean, I'm sure I heard it on the news, but wait, is it this? I found just sort of a really weird word. Yeah, pedagogy, which is the pedagogy, the method and practice of teaching, especially and as an academic subject or theoretical concept. Pedagogy. I shouldn't have paused after the first bit of that sentence.
I think it's a French word, pédagogie.
Yeah, that makes...
La pédagogie.
Yeah. That sounds... I studied A-level French, so I should know. Alas, I don't.
The art, science, or profession of teaching. Yeah. Pédagogie.
Yeah. Kind of ironic that I didn't know what that meant. Like,
I know, right?
I mean, so like, when you're thinking about like what you want to put out there, be it like short form or longer form stuff. Obviously, you've been doing this for like a few years now. how have you kind of found like what works, if you like, you know, what kind of not just gets views but actually like progresses you as a like creator? How's that kind of changed? Have you noticed like, okay, this kind of content is more popular now over this kind of content? Or
the only thing that I've learned that changed the way I post content is I just realized that people just want to see things that they can see themselves in, you know, whatever it is. It can be just such a small representation, like someone drinks out of a mason jar. They're like, oh my God, Rudy's so relatable. But I don't do that to be relatable. I do that because it's efficient, you know. But when I post content, it's like before I would just do stuff that's random. I do the same thing now, but I think about it more in terms of how will that be perceived in relation to like strangers' eyes. Like, is there something there of value that relates to them? Because that's what content is about, just relatable shit that people laugh at least from my angle. So it can't just be something like that is too shit posty. Like, I don't think that stuff works anymore unless you're like very young. Do you like my Halloween decoration?
I had a carved. Yeah, my birthday's on Halloween.
Me too, bro.
What? Why'd you do that?
My birthday's on Halloween.
Is it actually?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're lying.
Check my Instagram, bro.
I feel like you would lie on Instagram about that.
That is on brand for me. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. What time were you born?
I still think you're lying. I was born.
You want me to pull up my ID? Like,
huh?
What time were you born?
4:29 a.m. I think.
No way, bro. I was born like either 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.
Oh, so I suppose time. Wait, where were you born?
Lebanon. So
Time difference be? So you'd be 2 hours or something ahead, maybe?
Yeah, 2 hours ahead. But like, it's gonna be.
I still think you're lying, though. So,
dude, I'm not. I do need to respond to my mom, though.
Yeah, I okay, fair enough. I'm going to go back and check this. I'm going to fact check you. I can't.
Why would I lie about something like you're telling me about your birthday? Why would I just completely disregard what you said and just make it about me if it doesn't involve you? Right? That's such a like a narcissistic thing to do. So,
what a thing to do.
You said my birthday is Halloween. I'm like, cool, me too, bro. Like, that's amazing that it's a coincidence. And you were like, thought I was gaslighting you.
Get out of my lane. Part of my personality. I need it. Although I find like the thing with having a Halloween birthday is that like it's never your birthday, it's always Halloween, you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of a nice celebration. I don't mind it.
I still think you're just I think you're gaslighting me.
Dude, you still okay, pull up Instagram now, bro. Jesus.
Well, how far back am I looking? I mean, like,
just look at the birthday post. Like, there was like
Oh, I don't have Instagram on my phone. This is the hang on.
Forget about it then, bro. So was that your lamest question?
The Meshuggah walk one was my lamest question, yeah. But that's
second lamest.
Second lamest. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I phrase them really badly because I know what they mean. So like, for example, I've put one that just says cats in videos, should I get one? Obviously, there's more to that question. Well, it's not.
Do you write your questions in English or?
Well, I mean,
is that like
the question's there? I mean, obviously, that wasn't how I was going to ask that question, but
no, I want to hear how you're going to ask that question.
I see you have cats in your videos.
Yes.
Actually, no, there's a bit more story to this. So, there's a stray cat that had been circling around our building for a while, for about a month or so. And then I thought, oh, okay, I'll take it. Well, my girlfriend is partly convincing me, but I thought I'd take him in and like look after him. And then, of course, like just as soon as we sort of got friendly with him, actually found the owners on Facebook, did a good deed and returned him. But yeah, actually that wasn't as far as the story went. Cats in videos, should I get one?
Yeah. You should get a cat, bro. Look at them.
Does he not bother you?
Wonderful.
Just being sat right in front of you there.
Wonderful creatures. Why would he bother me, bro? Look at him. He's a fucking king. He's the ball of cuteness, like that just doesn't bother me, cleans itself. What more do you need, bro?
So I did I mean, like I guess one thing that when I was kind of looking at like what you put out, obviously I've kind of followed it for a while, but you know, like with a lot of the stuff you put out, obviously it's quite comedy centric, particularly the shorter, like the really short reels and stuff. Can it be a bit of a like drain doing stuff that is so kind of like I sort of like a mental drain, doing stuff that's quite energetic, or you very much have to put yourself into it. Like say I'm having a shit day, if I want to record a guitar video, like there's no evidence that I've had a shit day in that video. I don't really have to sell it in terms of my presentation, you know. It's great if I can, but is it difficult to kind of keep up with that sort of content if you're having a shit day, or if you're not feeling kind of up to it?
Yeah, I don't. It's very, you know, obviously everyone I know basically who makes content has a hard time with that because, you know, we are human, right? But I don't think I can shoot something if I'm having a shit day. Like why would I do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've been having a lot of shit days, but I've been taking breaks, but sometimes the breaks go too far where I can't work anymore. And that's, if you look at my content, it hasn't been that diverse. I haven't really been posting that much because of that, but I'm trying to get back on it and focusing more on like long-term valuable stuff, because I think the dumbing down of content really affected my mental well-being. Like seeing how most content that really blows up is so mind-numbingly dumb, bro. It's fascinating to me. And I just want to go take a step back and also focus on valuable shit that actually has fucking value, you know? Long-term value, other than just like, haha, this caption, yep, being drunk is amazing, or like, I don't know, man, something, I don't know.
But yeah, no, like what you're saying about the sort of dumbing down of content. What do you have in mind? I know you mentioned before, like more movie type, not movie type, but sort of longer projects. How's that kind of, if you sort of move forward with that kind of thing?
Whatever I told you back then has been kind of like on a mental break, because it was like the past year was like so bad. But now, literally like the past few days, I started thinking back on, I want to do longer form, like short films that are not just like skits, but have different scenes and like story, like start, middle, end. Like I really want to get into the valuable content that has rewatchability, you know?
Yeah. Is it like putting out because I think that was the kind of the I think like the way I didn't quite know how to put it across. Like I know I was joking about my shit questions and my good questions, but the obviously being on that kind of, and it does feel like a bit of a train, like the content train, you know. Sometimes there's that pressure just to like, I don't want to say conform, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not implying that you're just like doing that, but there is always that pressure to just kind of do whatever you think is going to be popular. I always think about it when I do the reels now. I'm like, there are certain, particularly there are quite a lot of people where we'll have really, like, I would think valuable conversations, and then they will say a really funny thing for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, I know that's the thing that on Instagram and on reels people will find engaging.
So you just put it there.
But it's difficult because I'm like, do I do that? Because I don't want to sell. The person who's given me their time, I don't want to then present them to the world on the thing that might blow up and get like 20,000 or more views. I know you get a lot more than that, but like, I don't want
like the time that they were goofing around.
Yeah, I don't want them to think that that's what I've just used them for funny content when really they wanted to put across something important.
Well, why don't you just put both? You have 60 seconds.
That's what I'm trying to do more, basically, yeah. So I do...
the funny stuff first, get the attention, and then put the serious question after.
Yeah, I try... Well, I do like 2 or 3 per person, if I can. So, yeah, I'm trying to, but it's difficult. Do you kind of... I think the thing that I was kind of interested to hear about was, like, do you find, like, obviously people only see kind of the funny... I'm not trying to go all, like, Oprah on you, but, like, people see obviously the funny side on Instagram and that. Are there things that you kind of struggle with behind the scenes that maybe people don't get to kind of, and I'm not trying to get too personal, you can sort of talk as much or little as you like, but obviously people only see a very upbeat, funny kind of you. Is it difficult keeping, maybe not holding back other stuff?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like a secret or anything, but like I have anxiety now and depression worse than before. I didn't really struggle with it when I first started YouTube, but it's not because YouTube caused it, but along the way, just the way I led my life, kind of, I developed really bad anxiety and depression, and now I'm kind of dealing with it. But it's not like, I wouldn't say it's debilitating, but it did turn into debilitating for like a few months, maybe like a year. But now it's managed a bit better, I guess.
Yeah. And what have you found has helped to manage it?
Bro, I don't know. You tell me. I hopped on medication. I hopped on Lexapro, but I still need to dial in my dose better, right? Also, knowing what causes my stress and just staying the fuck away from it, if I can. Like, let's say I take I don't know, just staying away from stress, basically, if you can. If I have the choice between doing something I know I might not like, I'm not talking about opportunities that like open doors, but like something more simple, everyday shit. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
that's it.
Because I know like the yeah, I mean, because I know like the thing is, I obviously the scale of, for example, what I'm doing right now at the moment is like, yes, there's an expectation from the following that you have for a certain type of thing. I mean, if you look at, it's funny, I was watching a podcast with the guys from Architects today, and there's very much an expectation from their following to put out music that is of
like every month,
old school Architect style. And I think they kind of struggle a bit with like almost the demand from the fans and them being almost, I don't want to call them fickle, but like, not all of them obviously, but a select few who kind of want something. Is it, I know you talked about the more sort of meaningful content, if you like. Is it difficult to try and sort of like swerve an audience into a different lane, with regards to putting that stuff out?
This is a good question, because I have a lot of things that I do want to do that's not just music, that's just not just guitar, right? And I'm learning that the best place to do it might not be the channel I have now. So I'm just trying to stay in the lane of whatever. Like, you have to know your audience enough to know how to please them. If you want your videos to reach a bigger audience, you have to please your audience first. That's the only way, I guess, now with the algorithm. So like, let's say I want to do videography stuff. I love that shit, but it's just a hobby, right? But now I'm like, just like a couple days ago, I was like, why don't I just do a videography channel? Just absolutely just very real shit, that me shooting shit, that's it. just a hobby. If someone wants to watch, they're welcome to, but I'll get that out of me on a separate channel, you know? That might get the itch away from like making short films on my guitar channel, but you know, who will know?
Yeah, it's tricky kind of. I can't remember who it was. It was only very recently that I was talking. It was one of the last 2 or 3 guests I was talking to who was saying that they were referencing a friend of theirs, I think, who said that did maybe like sort of the funnier side of short form musical content, and then put some music out that maybe didn't do as well as they were hoping to. He didn't say who. Obviously, I would felt rude asking. And I kind of, I wonder, like, and that's what I think. That's kind of why I'm trying to, when I put the reels out, I'm trying to keep it as close to what's actually in the podcast while balancing that with like what people will want, because I don't want to just put loads of funny stuff or like on the opposite end of the spectrum, put loads of deep stuff.
But podcasts are hard. Like, it's hard to, like, podcasts are known to be like an all-encompassing conversation. It's very hard to be, it's very hard to target it, you know? A podcast is a podcast. It is what it is, and sometimes as a creator you have to accept that as a podcast, this is the only way to advertise it. Like, yeah, put the funny part, like we said, like 50-50 or whatever, but like there is no good way, because that's what it is. You can only change something so much to appeal to the masses, you know? Not everything needs to appeal to the masses.
Yeah, it is a weird one. I think it's kind of, I don't want to call it a hard sell. Maybe that's me just like giving myself an easy way out for like, but I have noticed, like, you know, if you look at your graphs, and I try not to stare at graphs too much on YouTube, but like just seeing the, you know, like little things, like when I first started, it would peak one day and then it'd literally go to 0 the next day, and then it'd peak a little bit and go to 0. And then like the 0 started disappearing from the bottom of the.
What do you mean 0?
Like 0 views, or 0, I don't know. Yeah, probably views. I mean, right at the beginning, you know. And then I would just notice like the little line where it went to literally nothing. It would just go to like 1 or 2. And then it's actually, the thing I noticed is like the peaks keep going like that. And there'll be the odd video that really like jumps. It's normally shorts and stuff. But like the baseline just keeps kind of going up. So I'm trying to sort of keeping the faith with it in that regard, you know. It's always going up. So kind of,
but also,
go on.
There, like with my content, I know that, let's say I am realistic with it, and with, especially if I have a podcast, I'm not saying like your podcast will not blow up, but literally everyone has a podcast now. Like, what makes you special? You just have to figure that out and present it, you know? Unless that's established, I don't think that platform can really blow up unless, you know, the guests are amazing or the topics are like very current or something extravagant that, you know, is being discussed.
Do you think you figured out your niche in that way, like, or was it
I wouldn't say, sorry,
no, I was just saying, were you conscious, have you figured it out, or to an extent, and has that been a conscious process of figuring out your niche, if you like, or your sort of what it is, your USP, I guess?
I wouldn't say I figured that out, but, and I mean, it's obvious who they are, but it keeps growing. It's branching out weirdly now, because of like this weird melody I put out the other day, and it got like millions of views. It got me a bunch of like middle-aged women, I guess, follow me. I wouldn't say that middle-aged, like, I don't know, from like 18 to 50, let's say. But like I got like 20K follow me in like 2 weeks. So that confused me. Like, okay, now what? That's why going viral sometimes isn't the best, because you would have a following that's not really your following. But as long as I go back to the root of the channel, which is music, that works out, because I do want to just put out music and not worry about, you know, pleasing the algorithm gods.
Do you kind of ever get like anxious about the idea of putting music out there? Obviously, I mean, like, the internet is a cruel place for critics, but obviously, and I know there's all these, like, there's a lot of the jokey roast stuff where people will roast you, in the comments, but like, it's obviously not a serious like roast. But is that like a nerve-wracking idea? I know you have put music out, but like, do you get that kind of, I guess, nerve-wracking kind of experience of the idea of putting more music out and thinking, how's that going
of course. I mean, why would I not, bro? It's very stressful to even show something to like my wife, because you work on it, you build it up in your head so much, but then when you start getting, you know, self-doubt, it kind of destroys the whole process. And you just need one. The first person you show it to is like the hardest, because like if they're like, what the fuck is this, then all you just did is like everything you believed in this project is wrong. And I'm not saying like this one person's opinion changes everything, but like the other day I showed my wife some like a song and I was singing like horribly, and she was like, is this a joke? But like sometimes I work on songs and I'm high, you know, and I hear it so different, and then I'm like, you're right. What the fuck is this? But yeah, when it's regarding the masses, I don't stress that much when it comes to like them liking the music or not, because I don't really care that much. If I'm satisfied with something and I think it's kind of catchy or like cool to listen to, if I would listen to something, I would put it out. It's pretty simple, you know?
Yeah. It reminds me weirdly of so I have a I'm going to tell you something afterwards. It's gonna because I don't want to sort of shit on something. But I have something that will really make you laugh that I'm going to show you afterwards, which just means I'm a dickhead behind the scenes. But who, you know, what are you going to do?
We'll see.
That just reminded me about roasting. Yeah. Anyway. That's revealed my true color. But yeah, I mean, like, I know that feeling of when, and I do it to myself, where I'm writing an idea, and sometimes you don't even let the idea through because you're judging it like on the fly. You know, when I don't know if you get this, where you're playing something and you think, oh, there's something there, and you're sort of judging it, like, is this good, before you finish the idea, and I end up sometimes, I think, almost killing ideas because I hear a cool melody or a rhythm or a combination of the two, and then I'm sort of over evaluating as I'm putting it together, and then
so much,
yeah, and then you get to the end of it and you realize you've either overworked it or like you've kind of lost the spark as to what made it cool in the first place.
Dude, yeah, that happens all the time, bro, and it's just a matter of finding out where in the process that happens. You start to branch out into these irrelevant branches, like, oh, like what if I add this here? Like, no, it's not about that. And then you keep like, yeah, you go deep in the hole and something just needs to be kept simple is made like very not simple. Bro, I can't speak. You overcomplicate things sometimes and it's not for the best. So I'm really focusing on simplicity as well now. Like like bare bones, like what just, you know, yeah, I can't speak, bro, sorry.
What makes it tick? Like whenever we were in the studio,
yeah,
it's I'm not in the band anymore, so you can roast the shit out of that, them or me. So
they kicked you out finally, bro?
I that was my choice. I've said this before, but I have to actually tell people because they do wonder what you've done if you've just been kicked out of the band.
What happened though? Like, was it amicable?
I mean, it was like, yeah, I mean, it was amicable enough. It just wasn't working for me. Like, without going into too much kind of detail, like it was, you know, I think just the way they wanted to do things didn't line up with how I wanted to do things. You know, that's kind of the long and short, basically. The sort of, without all the, you know, years of being in a band detail, you know, which is, you know, it's a shame because like I really like the songs, and I've written some more stuff that is basically the same deal, but how I go on to present that in the future, I don't know. So yeah, it was a weird one because we had some quite substantial interest in the right places, but it, you know, sometimes it's just not worth. I mean, like kind of going back to finding the right audience, but like this is more about I knew for a fact the band had a tangible level of success, a high level of success was possible, But I just thought, well, it's not really what you call success. You know, like, do I want to be sort of like in a situation that I don't like, playing to loads of people? It's like the playing to loads of people, and it's not, I'm just not just after attention, but you know, that's the kind of band thing, if you like. But yeah, it wouldn't be, I don't know if it would have been worth it, because I think I would have enjoyed the peaks, but then the go YouTube metaphor, be right back down to zero on the old views of the internal workings of my brain, if that metaphor makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I just kind of I think my sort of the way the question I have myself is, like, before I met the guys in the band, I think I was quite apprehensive to do something myself. So I'd written a lot of the music before I'd met them, not all of it. Like, I'm not going to try and claim all the credit for it, but and I was working on my vocals before I met any of them and stuff. And like, I was really bad at first, but I'm kind of okay now. And I do wonder, I wonder what would happen if I'd stuck at it, maybe say a year and a half longer, and then just tried to do it myself. Would I still be doing it or not? I don't know. I mean, like, I try not to dwell on that stuff, because I just don't think it's very healthy. And I'm kind of happy. I'm happy with where I am. But I do wonder, do you ever find yourself like dwelling on those what ifs, you know?
Yeah. Just because, like, I do want to play shows, but I never really like tried. But then now I'm getting older now, and I'm like, fuck, like, I really should have. I mean, I can still do it, but yeah, it's just I have to do the work now if I want to do it.
Yeah, it's weird how, like, because in theory for you, like, playing a show, I'm sure if you put on, you know, just like, even if you just did a one-off, like Rudy live, you know, in LA, wherever the best venue for you would be, you know, I'm sure you get like a good turnout. So it's like, it's weird how,
maybe like 40 people.
Luxury. Yeah. No, but I mean, like, you know what I mean, with your audience, like, I imagine surely there'd be, I don't know how many can, you know, what that conversion rate kind of looks like, you know, in real terms, but does it feel kind of quite far away, that before that kind of performance side of things, or is that something that you think you could feasibly do quite soon?
I really have to prioritize it, bro. The way my brain works is there's too much happening and I can't organize it. And this is stuff that actually needs organization. And I mean, I obviously would get some help on it, but there's no way I can handle that much organization, like linear type of work right now, you know? But hopefully before I turn 30, so it's like a couple years.
On the 31st.
Yeah.
I see. It's just weird because, and actually going back to my girlfriend, when I was going through my podcast and she was looking and she was like, he looks like you. So,
who looks like you?
You. I
look like you.
A little bit, apparently.
How, bro?
Ask her. I don't know. I mean,
bro, she's tripping. Well, it might be the beard. It might be like if we got the same haircut. Yeah. Under the right lighting conditions, you know, to compensate for the skin tones, I guess. If you close one eye, blur your eyes.
I'm a 16th Italian. Can't you see that in the you know,
you're a
simply glowing complexion that I have? I said I'm a 16th Italian.
Oh, that's what it was, dude. I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to, like, but I was just wondering.
Yeah, I know. It's. I often get asked. Yeah, let's say. Well, that's why I had to go to Venice and get told who I look like. Which was I was saying to I was speaking to, your question was from Andy Sizik from Monuments, and I was just saying how the American tourists were like just the worst in Venice. I hate to stereotype, but they.
Yeah, American people are like everywhere. If you see them in comparison with other countries, you see the difference. But when you're in America, it's like it's normal.
I think the thing,
but it's just, they're just so obnoxious, bro.
The thing I pointed out, I was like, in fairness, there were a lot of tourists there from other countries, obviously whose languages I didn't understand. So they could have been just as bad, but I don't think they were. So
you can tell, like, body language alone is sometimes enough.
Yeah. Do you travel much beyond? Like, do you travel a lot?
Not much. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm still on like a green card, so I'm still in the process of like being able to just go internationally, like without stressing. So I haven't traveled much in like 8 years.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you can write off like 2 of them. No one else traveled for at least 2 of them. So
yeah.
So when did you move to where you are now?
2015.
Oh, okay, nice. What was the whole acclimatizing like?
I was like, it's weird at first, but like I can't really look back now and really remember what it was like because now it's my life. But it's a culture shock at first, you know. It's the way of life. It's so different. You don't have to worry about the little things, like if you're gonna have electricity, it sucks. But like that's how some people live now in Lebanon. But anyway, once you're here, you start to worry about, you know, the other stuff that the Americans worry about, you know?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's all the same. The grass is always greener, but sometimes some places don't even have grass, you know? They have dirt or asphalt. So
it's weird how the perspective changes quite a lot of stuff. Like I can't remember where I heard it, but you know, it's the kind of statement that the worst thing to ever happen to you is the worst thing to ever happen to you. You know, so like wherever you've been or whatever your worst experience might be in life,
that's yours.
Yeah. So what that might mean to you, what that might mean to say like someone who lives a really sort of seemingly easy life in LA, you know, them losing their iPhone might be literally the worst they've ever felt in their life. So it's a weird because I always find it really difficult when people say something along the lines of, yeah, you don't know my life, so you can't judge, you know, how I'm acting now. Like, you know, I'm having trouble with this, or my life's difficult in this way, so, you know, you can't sort of criticize me for this. I'm sounding very critical now. But I always find it annoying when people sort of say, I have this difficulty in my life, so you can't, you know, you can't judge me for this, that, and the other. I'm like, the difficulties everyone has in life kind of, it's all relative. It's no one's ever going to know what it feels like to be someone else, you know.
What sometimes I would be like worrying about some shit here, you know, and I could get on a FaceTime call with some of my friends in Lebanon. And like we both have anxiety like at the moment, and we're like stressing about stuff, but the different things we're stressing about just puts things in perspective so much. It's crazy. But you know, we're all in the same boat, but I guess it's just different oceans. Literally.
Yeah. Do you are you good at like communicating that stuff with people, and like you say a friend of yours who sort of is dealing with anxiety, are you good at like I guess getting your sort of emotions across and talking to people about that stuff?
Yeah, like not everything, you know, generalize. Like I tell you I have anxiety, but I'm not going to go in detail, you know, like, oh, yesterday I had a breakdown, or like, oh, like I killed a guy tomorrow. No, I don't want people to think I'm planning stuff, you know. But yeah, I mean, pretty generalized. Like everyone's depressed, everyone has anxiety. Like it's 2022, bro. Like it's only gonna get worse, I guess.
Slogan of the podcast. Like there you go.
It's only gonna get worse. Rudy Ayoub, the pessimist. Don't put me as the pessimist as much. I'm just like, that's my mental state right now. But it's hopefully it will change soon, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel, because you said like you didn't feel like YouTube, you said you felt like it kind of happened after you started YouTube, but it doesn't feel like linked.
No. Yeah, like I got older, like I started realizing what I really want, how I want to live my life, and there are a lot of things that prevent me from doing that at the moment. So I'm trying to get that in order,
Yeah.
But it is kind of a privilege to be able to get your life in order, I guess. So I'm trying to get into that mental headspace now, and like it's, if I kind of have control over it, it's not as bad,
I've something I need to get back into doing, and it sounds so corny and so like standing in front of the mirror kind of thing, like sort of telling yourself I am confident, but like
my wife said that the research about that says that it doesn't work.
Oh, sorry, no, so
I
I don't do that. No, sorry, I was saying the thing I do kind of sounds a bit like that, but I write down things like I used to. I had like a journal. I still have it, but like I would just write things.
Affirmations.
Huh?
Affirmations?
No, so not affirmations. Like things. So like what have I done today? Like what have I like logging what I've
journaling. Yeah.
And then logging small things as well. Like I did the washing up or something. Like it's just something you got to do. And then also like things like gratefulness, like making sure I like what can I appreciate, in my life, stuff like that. I think it just recenters you. I'm with you on the affirmations. I don't think telling yourself that you're this, that, and the other. I don't. I never like it when people tell me good luck. No, oh, good luck. Like
I don't need luck, bro. Like just tell me it's gonna go fine.
Yeah, it's exactly what
I hate good luck.
Yeah, I'm like I don't. Obviously, it's a nice like I know people mean well when they say it, but I always find it like
exactly.
I'm always just like, well, I don't like the idea that luck is involved. I don't know if that's me being a control freak, but I kind of like the idea that I can do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you kind of, have you ever considered that sort of thing, like logging and journaling?
Yeah, a lot of people told me it helps them. And you're not one of them. I haven't gotten to it yet because just time management. I just need to find the time for it and like actually do it. It's not so hard, but it's like you just gotta start it.
Yeah. I've only just realized how much it's getting warmer in this room, and I can just see more and more light reflecting off of my face as I slowly start.
Dude, same. I'm like wearing this fucking big ass hoodie.
I put my heater on because it's cold here, and then I thought I'll turn it up a bit because it keeps turning off early, and I regret this decision massively already. Do you like, so when it comes to like, because I know a thing that really helps me is just making sure I'm doing stuff, and when it like, obviously you're putting out quite a lot of content on a regular basis. Do you find that's a good way of keeping you sort of level-headed, just keeping on that, like not the grind, but you know what I mean, like the product?
Stay busy.
Yeah.
Productivity helps. When I'm productive, it helps with anxiety, and because that gets the anxiety out of the way, because anxiety is just being anxious about not working enough or not making enough money. It's always, you have to do something. So the anxiety is there about making content or like releasing music, because it's all stuff that I want to do. It's not just because I want to conform, but I need to get into headspace sometimes. And when I'm not there, it's kind of like a circle, never-ending circle.
Well, I find the thing I found really, speaking of Rabir Masad earlier, I was talking to him probably a few months ago, and he and only a couple of other people that I've spoken to, when I asked them these kind of questions, are just like, no, I'm just chill, like I just get on with it. Like it's actually a rarity, but I've noticed. So you're this, well, say I spoke to you quite a while ago, but actually, well, this is the honor that you have. You're the first repeat guest, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
But so this is number 64, I think.
Should have made me 69, bro.
I follow 69 people on Instagram. Not on purpose.
Just always do that. Oh.
Well, and then I'm just going to have to find another like 351 to follow. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to 420.
Yeah.
That was maths on the spot, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's how many follow. But my girlfriend was literally just saying, like, do you do this on purpose? Like, no. I just happen to follow that many right now. So might just unfollow you or follow someone else.
Do it, bro.
Yeah. I have no idea what I was just about to say. I'm sure it was...
Give me like a good question. Your best question.
My best question?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was asking about if you find... Well, I was asking about if you sort of find that keeping busy useful, because I think there is this, like, I know you kind of said that you feel good in the productive headspace, but there is this kind of like toxic productivity around at the moment a little bit, where I think you can get so wound up in like praising yourself for being busy and doing stuff all the time. Are you good at like taking downtime? Like, I know you talk, like, I know you've got like your biking and stuff. I know you said you're like too busy for certain things. Are you good at just taking time away and just kind of doing what kind of your head needs?
Yeah, I'm trying to get better at understanding that we need to not always be like hustling. So like in the morning, like I would cuddle with my pets, you know, and give them time, or like acknowledge that I'm doing something, like something as simple as making food or like checking the fridge. It's like you read that stuff described in a book sometimes and it's just so cinematic, but why not make it your life, you know? It sounds so cringe, but it's just I'm just trying to like be more present in the moment so that I can just like focus better, you know?
I feel like the go on.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that I do have to go in a bit.
Oh, sorry,
like
that's all good.
Minutes.
I kind of lost track of how.
Same, yeah.
I don't know when we started. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I don't know if this is. I don't know how long we've been doing this. So wherever we're at, we're at. No, that's cool. I mean, so the do you want to do like a quick fire of just the things I wrote down?
Yeah, let's do that.
Just fly through whatever. So what else? I can give you it in exactly the way I wrote it. To be fair, we've actually gone through pretty much everything.
Just who we are, bro.
Yeah.
Master interviewers, bro.
Exactly. So the one thing, funnily enough, the one thing I had, which was clearly actually pretty bottom of the barrel, was have you seen Madonna's TikTok?
Which one?
Well, no, just Madonna on TikTok.
Oh, like, no, is it cool?
I mean, no. I mean, I someone pointed this out earlier today, and I was like, okay, this has got to be interesting, and it's a bizarre corner of the world. Yeah, I know. For anyone listening, that was a concerned look up at the camera. I don't understand what. The silence is deafening.
I'm fascinated. I love it, bro. All power to her, you know? Did I just follow her by mistake?
By mistake?
I actually followed her. How do I unfollow someone? Bro, I can't be like following one person on TikTok and that person being Madonna.
Maybe you should. Let's do it from now.
That's it, bro. I'm following Madonna.
Is that your one? Please keep. I will feel so honored if you keep that.
I'm gonna keep it for like maybe a little bit until someone maybe notices.
It's gonna be pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, okay.
It's not such an.
I'll let you.
Anyway, keep going
with your stuff. I need a question quickly for the next person, and then
like what type of question?
So like an opener for the podcast, something to start the conversation.
Favorite breakfast?
Favorite breakfast. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And I need an artist or just like a musical person or someone in that world that you think deserves some love. Maybe that doesn't get the love they deserve.
Maybe you should interview. I used to chat with this guy on Instagram. He used to just be like a guitarist, but that was before like my YouTube days, and he kind of started his own pedal company, and like he's been grinding on it. I think it would be cool to get him on because he is in the music scene, but I enjoy the pedals he makes. Like they're funny. That's it. That's the story.
Got a name?
Yeah. I'll just type it in the chat. It's Justice Gash, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
His company's called like Fuzz Imp, I guess.
Okay, cool. I can give that a plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. I will give that. I will give that a plug. Anything you want to plug to finish up?
Not really. I don't really want to plug anything at the moment, except just take care of y'all selves.
It's a good place to end it. Cheers, man.
Dude, yeah, like I don't want to be like, oh, check this out, check this. There's too much simulation in the world, bro. Let's all take a step back. Focus on the basics real quick. It's like drinking fucking water.
And on that bombshell, that's such a. Do you ever watch Top Gear?
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson goes, and on that bombshell, it's time to end.
And on that bombshell, I need to work on his voice.
You need to get more bravado. And on that bombshell.
And on that, this car is one of the Hold on, nah, it's gonna take me a minute. Next time.
Cheers, man.